So, it has recently come to my attention that there is a new bugged item in hypixel skyblock. This item is insanely cheap, costing around 900k, and outdamages a 1.2 billion coin hyperion. This item is of course the Aurora Staff. The Aurora Staff is nothing special on its own. It deals a measly 20 damage and has a very weak ability. At first glance, it can be deemed to be a beginner's weapon. However, upon closer inspection, we can see that the ability is actually bugged. Instead of having to match the correct rune, the weapon's damage always increases tenfold no matter what. This causes some insane damage output. Alright, so let's proceed with some damage tests. So for comparison, this is the Aurora Staff I'll be using. It doesn't contain anything special. The armor I'll be using is 3/4 Storm with Necrotic Weather Goggles, and for the pet I'll be using a level 100 Sheep pet. So just using the ability, you can see I deal around 491,000 damage, which is definitely not how this is supposed to work. As you can see with a Spirit Scepter, I deal, let's get a better look, about 109,000. So this 1 million coin weapon deals about 5 times the amount of damage. But we can do better, because if we go over here to this golden goal, and we use the End Sword ability, which converts all our mana and turns it into damage, we can see that we deal 1.435 million with a 1 million coin weapon. That is enough to one-shot a tier 4 revenant. Right, for comparison, we're going to be using this maxed out heroic hyperion. So shout out to Kane for letting me borrow this. So using the exact same setup as we did previously, if we go to a single crypt, we can see that I deal around about, well, I need to find a single crypt first, 796k, which is almost twice as little as the Aurora Staff. So, conclusion, the Aurora Staff is better for single hit damage, believe it or not. This thing costs 1.2 billion. This thing costs 1 mil. Alright, now moving on to some in-dungeon comparisons. So we'll be using the exact same loadout as before, 3/4 5-star Storm with Weather Goggles. For the pet, we'll be using a level 100 Sheep pet. And let's see. So first of all, let's compare it to a Heroic Frozen Scythe. This is floor 6, by the way. We deal about 450k, 200k, 350k. So I'd say about 400k as average would be a pretty good number. Next, we're going to be moving on to the Heroic Spirit Scepter, also 5-starred. This deals 313k. Let's just find another mob. 313, 400k. This is 828. 313, 400, 580. So I'd say about 550 as the average. And now for the non-starred Heroic Aurora Staff, because it cannot be dungeonized. So let's see how it does. 1.9 mil. This item is ludicrously broken. 1.9 mil for 10 mana and 1 second cooldown? Something is busted with this item. 1.2 mil. And let me tell you what is broken about this item. The fact that what you're supposed to do with this item is it has 3 separate runes, 3 separate modes. Defender, Virtuous, and Mediator. But they're supposed to deal different amounts of damage. But the problem is that this does not work. And every single mode ends up dealing a similar amount of damage. Which, as you can tell, completely breaks it. So, thank you guys for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please consider subscribing. Shout out to Kane for lending me the Hyperion. And yeah, goodbye.